The world is full of wonders.
Magic is hidden in small moments.
And monsters could be hiding just out of sight.
But if you're looking to find them,
adventure is waiting to happen.
You never know who you'll meet along the way.
We are the Storyteller Squad. Hello, adventurers. Welcome back to the Storyteller Squad. Thanks for joining us for more of our Monster of the Week campaign. We are not in Autumn Falls as our hunters flee from their problems in search of new ones. Before we begin, let's introduce those heroes.
Well, yeah, of course I have parents. Would you think I was some, eternal, starless being from beyond the void? Get real. I'm Hugo Rashad.
That's exactly what I thought. We may have lost the Christmas episode, but that won't stop us from getting a puppy. I'm Agent Whittaker, now multi-classing in Agent and Dad.
aww. On the road again, on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is hunting monsters with my friends, and I just can't wait to get on the road again. I'm Raven Eugenia.
If you're evil and you know it, but you can never show it. If you're evil and you know it, clap your hands. Because I am Demon Lord Damien Angelo Edgecrest.
Apparently, the one way to my heart is pretzels and puppies, but honestly, I feel like everyone could have guessed that at this point. I'm Felicity Starnbrook.
Eons old, and I'm still figuring out this parenting thing. I guess pets always work? I'm Aiden Brightwood. Let's have an adventure. Last time, our heroes left Autumn Falls and spent their first day on the road looking to remove themselves from the sleepy town in northern Washington to keep their families safe and away from potential demon attacks now that Damien is the target of Demon Lord Leviathan's hunt. There were some nightmares, some flashbacks, some unpleasant conversations in the middle of the night, but Agent Whittaker is not one to let team morale dip, and so took you guys all to the Blue Mountain Humane Society, where you met a bunch of dogs, got some much needed stress relief and support from the furry friends there, and Aiden and Felicity managed to get back on better ground and adopted a dog named Ruby. She's a shepherd collie mix, I think.
Yeah.
And that's where we left it. You guys are, I suppose, leaving the Humane Society, unless we want to say that some time has passed and it has been another couple of days since we checked in with you all. One thing we haven't done in a while, who has start of mystery question things to do still?
Me, I do! Okay, so I'm gonna roll for my premonition. Roll plus weird. Okay. 8. So I get clouded images of something bad that is yet to happen.
Okay. I'm going to start asking you, Maddie, how do you want Felicity to experience this vision? Because they've been coming to you a little out of the blue and randomly. We've introduced the idea that some of them come from dreams. Because where you have your vision, I think, will determine where we pick up the action with the rest of the hunters. So if you wake up again with another nightmare / dream vision of what's happening, then it is the next day or a few days after the adoption of Ruby. And if you want to say that it happens as you're leaving the society, that's okay too. I'll let you determine that this time.
Yeah. I think waking up, Felicity has convinced Whittaker to let Ruby sleep with her. So me and Ruby are sleeping in the same bed together, and that's where I have my vision, is all snuggled up with Ruby.
So camera zooms into the Whittaker trailer. Everyone is asleep except for those who don't need it. As we zoom into Felicity's mind, we see you running through the woods. It is a densely forested landscape that you're running through past ferns and broken down old dead trees and logs and just running through the underbrush. You get the sense that there is something chasing you, and when you look around to see what it is, you get the sense that it's not there, that it's behind you again, and you look around to find it again, and it's not there, it's behind you again, and then you see a large trunk of a tree just come flying through the woods and impacting with other trunks and eventually knocking down some smaller trees before it lands in front of you, and you quickly run away from whatever threw that. And as you continue to run, you feel something reaches out and grabs your ankle, and then you feel yourself being pulled back along the ground and wake up.
Ruby? Hey. Oh, I had a bad dream again. I love you too.
She just starts licking your face.
Okay. How many days did we say this was after adopting Ruby?
As many as you want it to be. I'm letting you decide that for the purpose of the story.
Okay. I'll say it's a couple of days after.
Okay.
And because her visions have been coming in dreams more frequently, she has started essentially like a dream journal that she just keeps next to her bed because she doesn't want to bother anyone else in the trailer when she keeps waking up in the middle of the night. So she gets up, turns on the flashlight on her phone, writes down exactly what her vision was, closes it up, tucks it back underneath her bed, and lays back down to go back to sleep with Ruby.
Why don't you, before you go back to sleep, investigate a mystery for me?
Yeah. Wow, that's a 14.
Holy crap.
And I took that as my advanced move.
So you can ask me any question you want. And I think you still get 2 holds, which means you could technically ask me 2 questions about anything you wanted to.
Wow. Okay. What are you having me investigate?
Well, because you said this has been a couple days, it relates to the other visions, which we don't have to like play out in specificity, but there is a pattern, I will say.
Okay.
And I suppose I need to tell you that pattern before you can ask about it. Not counting the one that you had about the one where your hair was different.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them have been related in some way to being in the woods. And this is the first one that felt scary, but the others, they still had the feel of vision versus just dreaming about going out on a hike or something like that.
Would I know if it was the past me with the different hair, or is it me now?
There was no indication that it was not the you that you are familiar with.
All right.
You can save the holds if you want to just ask them like throughout the session tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to think about my question for a little bit.
Okay. Let's check in with someone else. It doesn't seem like we have any more people with start of mystery stuff, but does anyone have a scene they want to do now or in the morning?
I will say that Damien has been continuing his circles around the trailer, casting his demon beacon magic chalk circle, just using various chalk that he has, which is sometimes plain white, but also sometimes it happens to be rainbow chalk.
All right, I'm going to take that information and put it in my little keeper bag of ideas. Whittaker, you had something?
I mean, at some point, Whittaker is going to make a call to Prithi, but that doesn't have to be now.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't call them in the middle of the night.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I meant in the morning, but yeah.
Unless you had like a stroke of inspiration.
I mean, they'd probably be awake, though.
Probably.
Historically, sleep hasn't been something popular for them.
Yeah.
But we could do that now, or we could drop that some other time if it's more pressing.
It doesn't sound like anyone else has some late night stuff they want to talk about. So let's say it's the next morning. As we have just established, it's been about half a week that you've been on the road, meandering through southern Washington. Always kind of brushing the border with Idaho, but unless you tell me otherwise, Ada never drives you into a different state at night.
That tracks, yeah. Yeah, so that morning, Whittaker gets up, makes his coffee, and he's going to take one of the burner phones and going to make a call to Prithi.
Hey there, bro. I'm at work. What can I do for you?
Hey, Prithi. Wait, that wasn't their answering machine, was it? I wasn't sure.
No, that was them. They answered.
Hey, just checking in. Have there been any more attacks? Haven't really been able to connect with people for a bit while I'm, chasing Damien.
Sounds like your work trip is pretty stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen anything on the news about any recalls.
Alright, so it was just the one wave, and so far that seems to be it, yeah?
Yeah, I know you've got to worry about your allergies, but I think you're good for now.
Right, yeah. Connection out here is a bit spotty sometimes. Is there a more secure way to reach you, if I need to?
Well, I should get back to work, but I'll be free this evening if you want to call me when I'm home.
Alright, appreciate it.
Tell the wife I've got some ideas for her.
Yeah, will do.
I hang up.
Yeah, Whittaker relays that conversation to everyone. I never know if they're trolling me or if they're speaking in code, and I hope it was code.
I'm pretty sure that was code. Does Prithi always talk like that to you?
Only when they're trolling me.
That's fair.
So you're not married?
No, I'm not married.
Yeah, what do you think they meant by that? All the other stuff made sense, but that last part, I'm confused.
It might have been you, Raven. It might have been you.
Oh.
I don't know.
I feel like it's Raven.
Just in terms of, Raven's our tech geek here, or the closest thing we have to it, if Prithi's got ideas for anyone.
That's true.
Whittaker, what if you're the wife?
That would be hilarious. That would be really funny.
Frankly, I thought that Damien was the wife, but...
That's also possible.
Oh, God.
Maybe you should have called Prithi at 3 a.m. That would have been the better play.
We'll try that.
They'd be awake. They could talk about whatever they wanted.
Yeah, that's what Well, the problem is they knew it was me on the burner phone, so...
Whittaker, roll a sharp roll for me.
I was gonna make a theory, but Whittaker might figure it out if he rolls high enough.
You can roll 2 if you want to, Raven.
Oh.
It's double sixes. It's a 14 in total.
They obviously recognized your voice once you started the conversation, but they didn't answer it being like, I know, this is Whittaker.
Gotcha, sorry. I totally misinterpreted that then.
Yeah, they answered in a way that a double agent getting a call from a number they don't recognize might answer the phone.
Alright. Yeah, no, sorry. I totally misinterpreted it in that, that put my mind on a completely different track for that whole conversation.
I'm sorry, but
No, Natalie, that's on me. That's on me.
That's fair.
Alright, yeah, we'll try again later.
As much as Prithi is your cool clubbing queer friend, they're also a goddamn secret agent like you. So they have protocols and tricks that they follow to stay out of some trouble. So
They're also a human, as far as we know, and don't seem to have any kind of clairvoyance. They see a random number pop up and it just morphs in front of their eyes to Whittaker. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah, so take care of that later. That's all I need for now, I guess.
Okay. What is your plan for the day?
We need to talk about what the fuck we're doing. Just gonna throw that out there.
We can't keep driving in circles. We have to pick a destination and head there.
Yo, yes, Felicity?
I was gonna ask Natalie, can I use my question now?
Yeah. You have 2, so this will be the first one.
Yeah. Can I tell where those woods were?
I mean, they were woods.
Okay.
They were deciduous and pine forests. They weren't tropical or jungle-like at all. So you figure somewhere in this area, or at least northern North America. But yeah, there's no way to identify the woods. None of the dreams had a vision of a particular mountain or a landmark or something like that.
Okay. Can I tell what kind of creature was following me?
All you can tell from that last vision is that whenever you went to look to see what was chasing you, you immediately felt like it was behind you the other way. And as many times as you did that in the dream, that would happen.
Okay. I think I might have maybe somewhere to start, or at least something weird that's happening. I'll go get my dream journal from underneath my bed. I've been getting a lot of visions lately. And they're not happening like they used to. They're happening more in my dreams and less in the middle of the day in front of all of you guys. Here, I wrote them down, and I'll flip to the first page of the first dream in the woods. This was the first one I had, and I didn't really think anything of it because sometimes I get these, like, boring visions where nothing's really happening. It's just the future for me. So yeah, I was like taking a nice little walk through the woods. But last night, I had a pretty crazy one, and I'll flip to where I wrote about the dream from last night. And it's all hastily written down, like kind of chicken scratch, written down super quickly of it's watching me, it's behind me, it's coming to get me, it's following me, over and over and over again of like, there's something behind me. I turned around. It's still behind me. I turn around again. It's still behind me. I can't see it.
Oh god, it's the Slender Man.
So I'll show them this and be like, so yeah, that was the vision I had last night. I'm not exactly sure where it is. I know it's in the woods, which doesn't really narrow it down very much, but it feels important.
If something was chasing you in the woods, we should not go near any woods, right?
Was I looking for it or was I running away from it?
That's an interesting thing to note. In the last dream, you weren't. But in the first couple, it did feel like you were looking for something as you walked through the woods.
Okay, and the last one I was running away from it.
In the last one, something was chasing you, and you were fleeing, yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'll tell them. Yeah, it felt like I was looking for something in the first few. I'm guessing probably found it in the last one. Maybe didn't. Maybe found something I wasn't looking for. But I don't know. It just seems like every time I have a vision like this, it's where we should be going.
Sounds like we need to stop for some chainsaws.
I don't think it was a tree that was chasing me, Damien.
Or firearms. Whatever Agent Whittaker will allow me to use. Fingers crossed. Flamethrower.
Damien, you need to be the farthest from spectacle at this time, so no chainsaws, no flamethrowers, no firearms.
Speaking of Agent Whittaker, your phone rings. Your, like, actual agency-issued main cell phone.
Who's calling? Does it say?
It says it's Olivia Easty.
Shit. I'm gonna step outside. Oh, wait, important question. Has she called a lot, or is this the first time she's called?
This is the first time she's called since the last time she called you, when everything was a crisis, and she was just like, handle Edgecrest and, like, take care of it.
Hello.
Whittaker, I'm just calling for an update. I haven't heard from you in a few days.
Yeah, I apologize about that. Felicity and I have been continuing to chase Damien. It's a little tough considering he doesn't need to sleep, but she has just received another vision that might point us in a direction worth going. So we're working on it.
Do you need assistance? I can send the Ramos twins out to assist you.
It's all right for now, considering there haven't been any reports of any attacks. I'm still hoping to resolve this matter without a lot of extra spectacle.
All right. Well, it is a high priority, Whittaker. Where do you think he's headed?
At this point, Felicity's visions have not been entirely clear on location, but we're staying up north for now and keeping an eye out for any aberrant activity in the area, I suppose.
All right, Whittaker. Well, it's imperative that we handle this. I don't know how frequently these demon attacks are going to occur, but if he continues to exist, I believe the public is at risk, and we have to deal with that.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. Of course. It's all we're doing right now, so I've got it at the highest priority I can.
Is that a dog?
Someone else in the trailer park has a dog, I guess.
There's like the wagging of tail and a little jingling as Ruby is like out the trailer.
He like pulls off the phone as he's flipping around. He's like gesturing, like, "Get your dog. You said you train her. Come get her."
She'll come get the dog.
You still there?
Yes. All right, Whittaker. Well, I'm going to have to say, if I don't get some results, I'm going to put some more agents on this case. We can't let him just roam the countryside.
Completely understandable. I will take that into account.
Best of luck.
Hangs up without saying goodbye.
The audacity.
His thumb just slipped. He's sweating. He doesn't like lying to Olivia Easty.
Just fumbling with his cell phone, yeah.
At least I don't have to lie in person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it sounds like you've got kind of a ticking clock, or at least you need to figure out some way to get Olivia Easty off your case, or to keep other agents from getting put on your case.
I wonder if there's a way... Alright, everyone. Let's discuss some options. Damien, is there a way to fake your own death?
We don't leave a trail, so if you want to take a video of a fake exorcism...
Oh, God, if only...
Like if I'm in the trailer and there's a circle around and you're chanting in Latin and I'm like, oh no, it hurts. And then I just phase through the floor.
If only we had a video of Felicity banishing Damien.
How do we feel about just banishing him one more time and bringing him right back?
No, Raven, we are not...
That was a joke. That was a joke. I'm so sorry. That was not funny. I'll just...
Raven, we don't joke about the Hell Gate, and we'll never joke about the Hell Gate.
Raven, you just did a very Hugo thing just now.
I noticed that. We've been spending too much time together, and I made a Hugo noise.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, you just really made a Hugo noise.
Yeah, I felt that. I'm gonna go make some coffee. You guys keep talking. I'm, 2 feet away. There's one room in this trailer.
It is one room.
Well, if we don't want to actually banish him, because we're not doing that, how often do banishments look the same? Could we always just send him somewhere else?
That's a possibility.
I have a great idea.
No, you don't.
Let her say her idea, Whittaker.
I actually have a great idea. Jesus, Whittaker, it's not always bad.
Can you control where you send him, Felicity?
I can't, but I know someone who can.
Okay, let's hear your idea.
Mira could send him to that magic place we went on our picnic.
I don't know how they'd feel about having a demon randomly show up in their magical garden.
I'm gonna give her a call.
Don't forget to not tell her where we are.
I won't. Well, I feel like she kind of always knows where I am.
That's concerning.
Hello, Felicity Stormbrook.
Hello. Weird first question. Do you know where I am?
I love weird first questions. And, yep. She's in the trailer.
Beautiful. What's up, Mira?
Hi! She gives you a kiss.
Hello.
Can I just say I'm pretty sure Raven fumbles whatever she's doing and splashes it into the sink and just starts crashing in the kitchen for a moment as Mira appears.
Yep.
I just didn't want that to go by without a reaction.
I mean, Aiden drops a plate that she's carrying over to the sink or something. It's just like...
Christ, I need a list of everyone in this room who can teleport now.
How long has that been able to happen?
That happened. Remember we were at that nightclub? That happened then.
Okay. She just starts picking up the pieces.
I did think you were drunk, Felicity, and I apologize.
I mean, but I would never mistake my girlfriend. Come on, Whittaker.
Of course.
Mira, because you all are now talking about her appearance, has gotten a little bit bored and is just looking at whatever is around for breakfast and snacking on it.
Mira, I do have a question.
Yes.
We're gonna do a pretty crazy thing, and I was wondering if you might be able to help.
I heard you were going to be my tour guide, and Jack Black's stunt double is sitting on the couch in the back, eating some Cheetos in a big Hawaiian shirt, khaki shorts, and some flip-flops.
Yep.
And a nice fanny pack, ready to go on this adventure.
Okay.
So Mira, let me run down my idea. I trust you, so I'm gonna tell you some pretty crazy things right now.
It's just the sort of thing that I'm interested in.
Beautiful. So we're on the run, and we're hiding from this big, scary agency. Because we have Damien here, and Damien caused a whole bunch of demon attacks all over the country. Because, get this, he's a demon lord now.
She eyes you with one eyebrow raised, Damien, like she's sizing you up.
Quick bow.
Everybody roll me a sharp roll.
Did you say everybody?
Everybody.
I got an 11.
I got a 9.
Do I get experience for failing this?
You get experience for failing any roll I make you make.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat this one.
Okay.
I don't remember. Is a 6 a failure?
A 6 is a failure. So Raven and Whittaker, I think you're the only two that got a full success. I'm gonna mark Aiden's failure too. Whittaker, you see this more in Mira's body language. Raven, you actually see a effect where Mira doesn't move or make any aggressive gestures towards Damien, but you do catch that her hand, she just flexes her fingers, and when she does, little motes of light dance in between the digits, and then she relaxes her hand again and they dissipate. Whittaker, you are more practiced at reading subtle things, and you see that Mira stiffens when Felicity says Demon Lord, and she's looking over at Damien. She gives you that look, she turns away again, and then looks back to Felicity and says, "You just keep making exciting things happen, don't you, Felicity Starnbrook? Granny Jones said something about a demon invasion, but I didn't think it was anything to make a big fuss about. Really, nationwide."
Yeah, I know. It was kind of a big accident. He didn't mean for it to happen. He didn't mean to become a demon lord. It just kind of accidentally happened that way. So basically, what we want to do is we want to pretend to banish him, but we need a place for him to be banished to. And I thought you took me one time to that magical place.
I did. Yes.
Yeah.
And you want me to take a demon lord there?
Well, he's like hardly a demon lord.
I promise I won't touch anything.
She kind of just frowns. Aiden gives you a look, Damien, and she's like, "Really? You're not even trying to be convincing, are you?"
Seeing it would be an adventure in and of itself.
That's true. It was quite the adventure.
Since Raven's already standing, she's just gonna shift her body so she's between Damien and Mira just a little bit. Try not to be obvious about it, but she saw that restrained aggression towards him, and she's just gonna casually scoot so she's between them, just in case.
Okay.
Are demons not allowed there? It would literally be only for a second.
Well, as much as I like doing things to impress and bring you joy, Felicity Starnbrook, there are some rules which even I am unwilling to bend, and I don't think I want the courts after me.
What courts?
It's very boring, hoity-toity sort of things. It's not the interesting part of my life that I really want to spend a lot of time talking about, but suffice to say that there are people that I have to answer to a certain degree, and if I bring a demon lord into our sacred space, well, that's... Let's just say, I would prefer to stay your girlfriend for quite some time.
Okay.
Surely they wouldn't notice if I was there for only a second.
No, that's,
Aiden is going to speak up at this point. I think there's a problem with this plan, because as soon as he comes back, if Leviathan sends another wave, Olivia will know that you all tricked her.
Yeah.
At the same time, you guys have orders to bring him in, right?
We have orders to give him to Leviathan, basically.
Yeah, get rid of him.
At least there was, now I don't remember the dialogue from that episode.
What do you need, reconfirmed?
I thought it was, we got the call from Olivia Easty, oh my god, there's demons attacking. It's my Olivia Easty impression. And it's like, oh, they're
Can
asking for Damien.
hang on. Can you imagine if I made Olivia Easty have a Valley Girl accent?
Oh my god, the demons are talking. Oh my god.
Whittaker, I need you to
Wow.
file some paperwork, okay?
Oh my god.
That's just another Easty agent we haven't unlocked yet. Just you wait.
That's Easty Agency DLC.
I thought the order was these demons are calling Damien's name, hand him over, or something like that. And it wasn't, I don't remember if it was bring him to the agency or just give him back to Leviathan.
Olivia Easty had said either eliminate him, like destroy him, or if you can't, bring him back to the agency because we have people who can hear. So.
Gotcha. All right. Hence my first plan, fake Damien's death.
But again, the point Aiden raises that if you fake his disappearance, death, banishment, or otherwise, it does not get rid of him on this plane. And so if more attacks are going to happen because of what's going on with him, the ruse will be up sooner rather than later.
It would at least get the Easty Agency off my back. But we do need a permanent solution, which is not faking Damien's death.
Well, at that point, our permanent solution is... no. I don't want to deal with that.
Don't deal with what? Everyone gets one idea that's not going to work. What's yours?
Well, there's two paths for it. One of them is more in the Mira sphere of concepts, making a deal with Leviathan. And then the other one is things I'm used to, but I know for a fact is a bad idea. Destroying Leviathan.
Now, see, option 2 is very, it's really something, Hugo. It's really something.
I am going to vote for the destroy Leviathan option. But I want my idea that we decide is bad and not going to work to be giving the spark back to Felicity, thereby demoting myself. That's my bad idea. That's not going to work. I'm going to vote for taking down the intruders on my plane of existence.
Counterpoint, unfortunately, Leviathan's not the only one in on the hunt anymore, right?
True.
That's what was happening in the Hellgate. Yeah, Aiden, there were other parties.
At least Asmodeus and Azazel know about it.
Okay, this actually brings me to a very important question, which might be a little difficult for you to answer, Aiden, but is nonetheless something to consider. So there's a chance this all goes wrong. What does the apocalypse look like if one of your siblings gets the spark from Damien and comes onto Earth?
More fun or less fun than current
Damien,
events?
shush.
I don't know exactly what would happen because it's never happened. But the first war shattered the garden. And Aiden makes a very pointed look over at Mira when she mentions that. I don't know that Mira is paying attention enough to, respond. Mira's kind of just staring at Felicity with gaga eyes. She's just, happy to be here. Maddie, you had told Aiden that Mira took you to the place, right?
Yes. And I told her it was like the place that she had described before.
Right. So Aiden now is very curious about that whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
Does that answer your question, Whittaker?
Yeah. My next question was gonna be, what do we do when that happens? But I guess the answer is, curl up and protect your innards and hope they go for you last or something.
No, you'd hope they go for you first.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that in a long time. I wasn't in the first war. I guess I'd see a lot more of my family again.
Yeah. Get ready for some peachy reunion.
The shorter answer is it would be very bad. And I know Damien doesn't like the idea, but getting the spark back to Felicity actually is probably the best option we could go with.
And can we be sure they won't go after her? I mean, I guess it's safe
I already had it in me.
Right, yeah.
If it disappears from Damien, at least the presence of a demon lord on the earth will not be a thing anymore.
Do you know how to do that, Damien?
I've only ever tried to drain life energy. I've never attempted the reverse. I'm pretty sure it's never been done and can't be done.
That's not quite true.
Damon, didn't you... I'm trying to remember, back at At the house. That person that you brought downstairs, didn't you help them out?
Sounds like a pretty fuzzy memory you have there.
It was so long ago. My memory's been really, really bad lately, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud.
Ugh. Yeah, we could always teach you. Although it might be difficult. Really difficult.
Yeah, it's probably way more difficult than defeating the Demon Lord. We should probably just do that. We could probably do that with enough explosives, right?
Damien, how are you planning to kill Leviathan? She's in the place apart.
I assume they make weapons for these types of things. If there was a war, there was some sort of armaments. We'll go digging somewhere, get something blessed, pour it over there. There's no rules against us going down there, is there? I go there, punch him up with a holy stick, and we're good to go.
Weren't blessed weapons designed to send demons back to the place apart? Do they really do anything once you're in there?
They might dispel their form for a little while, but
Are there different kinds of blessings?
I don't know.
Hugo, don't you have a friend that's like a priest?
Yeah.
Can't you ask him?
I can ask him. I don't know how much he'd know.
Rianne gave you all the amulets to try and mask your presence from outside magical detection, but he also said he was going to look into a wild card solution that he was considering.
A quote-unquote Hail Mary, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So, is the plan then to try to get the spark back into me? Is that what we're doing?
That would solve the biggest immediate problem.
Okay. But what if I become a demon, though?
That's not how that works. People can't become demons, Felicity.
Okay. I don't know how any of this works.
Felicity, anything evil you do will be of your own accord.
Jesus.
Getting real
Oof.
bassy and
Oof.
evil, Anders.
He's really channeling Demon
I
Lord.
don't know if I like Demon Lord Damien.
Let's keep him. I don't want to get rid of him.
Wait. And he's saying all this as Jack Black eating Cheetos.
Yeah, right?
No crumbs on the couch, please.
So, back it up. What was the last thing that was said?
Felicity, you won't become a demon. Let's get the spark back into Felicity. We need to find a way to do that.
The only person that I know who has given us any magical advice before was Granny Jones, but she's back in Autumn Falls. Mira?
Do you want to talk to Granny Jones?
Yeah, could you bring her here?
She puts her hand on your shoulder and you're gone.
Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gone with her?
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh my god.
Hey, Mira, do you know how to get me back there?
What?
Do you know how to get me back there?
Probably? Well, I don't know how that works.
Okay. Where's Granny Jones?
You are in a little cottage. Well, not a cottage. You know, it's a house, but it looks like a cottage on the inside. It's got like a lot of...
Jones' house.
Yeah, you're at her house.
That's so exciting.
You see there is a lot of... I kind of want to just say Swedish because it's... What I'm imagining is this interior of a pancake house that I visit with my family sometimes. It's like a lot of intricately carved wood paneling and molding and stuff in this house with like a old faded, but clearly at one time it was like bright and colorful kind of wallpaper. And there is a brass tea kettle on a gas stove that seems to be steaming with some cups laid out, and you hear the distinct sound of a rocking chair in another room going back and forth on a little rug. Mira says, I'll go get Granny and help yourself to a snack.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in Granny Jones's kitchen.
Ah, I'm so happy. I'm gonna pour myself a cup of tea. Is there enough? Is there like 3 cups laid out?
There are 2 cups laid out. If you want to get another cup for yourself, you'll have to go through the cupboards and get one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get a cup.
Okay. You open a cupboard and you're immediately greeted by just a bunch of jars with eyeballs in them and lizards and tentacles bursting out of a jamming jar and just a bunch of ingredients and old dried things on little sprigs and tied up, and yeah, lots of what you assume are spell ingredients. So that's clearly not the cupboard the cups stay in.
I'm not phased. I just keep looking for cups.
Yeah, you collect weird things.
Yeah.
But you find a cup eventually and are able to brew yourself some tea.
Great.
And you hear calling from the other room. Well, come in, girl. Come take a seat. Bring us the cups, would you?
Yes, of course. And I'll bring all the tea in.
You see Granny Jones is sitting in her rocking chair. She's knitting something. It looks like just a simple scarf at first, but when you look closer, you can see that Granny Jones has some other sort of strand of something on the knitting needle along with the wool, and there are little runes and arcane symbols being knitted into this scarf.
She's so cool. She's so cool.
And I will say in this living room, it is sort of a dull beige shag carpeting. There's a glass coffee table. All the furniture in here is a brown leather. There are some photos on a mantle over a simple brick fireplace. And there are also more dried herbs and feathers and actually a little cup of acorns sitting around. And so it's more ingredients about. There's a bookshelf with a lot of old, dusty-looking books on it, and some very tiny cubbies, just a row of square slats with different scrolls and things tucked into them and sort of poking out, or etc.
Very cool. So I will sit down on the couch, and I will hand Granny Jones her cup of tea. I'll hand Mira her cup of tea, and I'll say, Granny Jones, I'm really sorry about just kind of bursting in here like this, but we got a real big problem on our hands, and I'm hoping maybe you could help us out?
Well, I'm used to surprises, living with Mira for so many years now, and you're welcome face, young Miss Starnbrook.
Thank you. So yeah, I guess I'll tell you about the situation.
Boop, 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 boop. Your phone goes off.
Hello?
Where are you? It's Aiden.
Oh, Aiden. I'm at Granny Jones's house.
How are you getting back?
Mira, how am I getting back?
You know, to be honest, darling, I didn't think that far ahead. Do you want me to come get you?
Not yet. We're just getting into it. We're having some tea. I'll let you know when to come get me.
All right, call me and I'll come pick you up.
Okay.
All right. I'm glad you're okay. Bye.
Okay, goodbye.
We can cut back to everyone else's reactions in the trailer, but I figured it was about time that someone called.
Yeah. So yeah, do you remember, it was kind of a little while ago, we were telling you about how we had that demon friend, and then he was dead, and then we were trying to figure out how to bring him back, and then you helped us out by giving us that great spell, and it ended up working, and we brought our demon friend back. Do you remember that?
I remember you asked about summoning a demon. I seem to recall saying it was a bad idea.
Oh, see, no, he is a friend. He is a demon.
He's a demon lord, in fact.
Well...
Granny Jones, drops her knitting. What?
So that's where the problem lies. As you know, I am magic.
I assume that most people in your group of friends are magical, yes.
Yes. So apparently I'm super magic. Damien one time was dying. We were fighting this. It's a long story. Anyway, Damien was dying. He tried to take my life to be able to put it into him, which I said I consented. I let him do it. I let him take a little bit of me to make him better because I'm a good friend.
Consent is important, Granny Jones. It's this wonderful new concept I've learned about since hanging out with Felicity.
It's very important.
Yes.
So yeah, I said, yeah, he could take my life. And then a whole bunch of demons came because apparently I had a spark inside of me and then he life drained it out of me, and now he's a demon lord, but he doesn't want to be. Well, he kind of wants to be. Yeah. So we need to get the spark out of him and back into me.
Can I ask you a question, young girl?
Yes.
What has this demon done for you? Are you getting power from him? Is he granting you wishes or treasures? Or you seem very attached to the idea of keeping him around, and generally one does not do that unless a demon is directly serving you in some way. It honestly sounds like he's taking advantage of a very inexperienced young witch.
No, he's an integral part of our team. We need him.
She gives you just a questioning look like, do you?
Well, he's definitely helped us. When he did life drain me, he didn't just do it. He at least asked before he did, and I said yes. So I could have said no and he wouldn't have done it, but that was my mistake. That was a mistake on my part. I didn't know.
Fair enough. I would say this. There is usually a way with magic, but it can often cost something. And sometimes it's not what you expect. I would just be careful.
What do you think it would be, though?
I don't know, girl. I've never heard of a demon lord existing on the planet.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I personally don't like to deal with their kind at all. I have Mira. What more do you need, right?
She keeps the demons away?
Well, she's not a demon. That's the biggest part I'm trying to make the point of. Aren't you friends with the Celestial? How does that work?
Okay, so I sometimes read fan fiction. Have you ever heard of the trope enemies turned lovers?
I can put together the concept, yes?
It's kind of that, but not lovers. Yet.
Interesting. Mira is sitting on the edge of the couch, sipping her tea. That would be wild and spicy.
Spicy, right?
Where can I find some of this fan fiction?
I'll bring up a website and I'll just show it to her.
She then immediately gets lost in her phone.
Okay, so basically we just have to do magic, but you don't know what we should do for the magic.
No, I would have no idea where to begin, honestly. That's a very unique circumstance. You said this magic came from you?
Yeah, like my heart.
You turned him into a demon lord. You yourself.
Yes? I think so.
Let me see your hand, girl. And Granny Jones's eyes narrow, and she looks at the lines on your hand, traces them, turns it over, looks in your eyes, looks at them again. Then she kind of frowns a little bit, and she waves your hand away, like, your cup, girl. Let me see your cup. And starts to, move the tea leaves around in there and look at them and sets that down. I don't know how to say this, Miss Starnbrook. You are perhaps the most ordinary person I have ever... You're traveling, is what I got from your leaves, and you seem to have lived a fairly normal life and are perhaps headed for greater things.
See, listen, Granny Jones, I feel like you're wrong because I can assure you I am far from ordinary, and I'll turn off the gravity.
Okay, go ahead and use magic.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13.
Okay, what object do you make float?
Can I make us float?
Like you and Granny Jones?
Yeah. Can I do that?
You could, I guess. I mean, all right, yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're floating.
You kind of raise up into the middle of the room, and she is like, whoa, my goodness.
Far from ordinary.
Clearly.
I think your leaves are wrong.
You just don't make any sense.
I'll put her back down in her chair.
She snaps her fingers, and a little wicker broom flies in from the kitchen, and she grabs that, and when she grabs that, she descends on her own before you end the magic effect.
Wow, she's full witch, huh? But yeah, definitely not ordinary.
You are a puzzle of the most intriguing kind. Do you have words that you think, or...?
I just think, let's float, and then we float. Or I'll think, crush that thing, and then it crashes.
So no focus. You don't have a spell book, no...
Nope.
Hmm.
It just happens.
And she sets the broom down by the fireside and starts pulling books off the shelf and flipping through them. And she spends maybe 30 minutes just like asking you questions about like, were you ever near a large crystal?
No.
Did a spirit come and bless you when you were a baby? Like all these things that you either don't know the answer to or the answer is no.
Yeah.
And she eventually just sets a bunch of books down in a pile and sighs heavily. And she goes and sits back down at her chair. She then just looks at you puzzled and says, to be young in an age where magic continues to be surprising. I envy you.
I don't. I wish I knew what the heck was happening to me. Because pretty much everyone have said that I'm basically ordinary. But I'm not.
I can see how that would be disconcerting. And yet, what a joy to prove them wrong, eh?
Yeah, it was pretty fun to be like, haha, nope. And then we were floating. Wasn't that a good time?
I'm sorry I don't have an easy answer for you, but if you have this team, I think you'll be alright.
Okay.
And if you need to demote a demon lord, maybe you should talk to some demons.
Oh, I don't like that. I saw hell one time, and I feel like Damien's the only one that's okay, and all the rest of them are really scary. So...
Well, won't be easy, whatever you decide to do.
Yeah, you're right. I should probably get back to my friends. They're probably freaking out. I've been here for a while.
Wait right there. And she goes into the kitchen. You hear some rustling and a sound of like a metal tin being put on the counter. And another minute goes by. She comes back and she's got one of those blue cookie tins. You share these with your friends, but only when you really need a boost.
Oh.
You can write down that you have some gear.
What do I have? What do I have?
You have a tin of Granny Jones's cookies.
Oh, okay.
And they have the tags magic, delicious, and homemade.
Aw.
I was gonna say those are definitely homemade cookies in the reused tin. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm sorry, this just cements the fact that she's magic. Because she actually has cookies in the tin.
It's not sewing supplies.
It's not needles and yeah.
Unheard of. It's new. It's iconic. You never expect it.
It's absolutely supernatural. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a separate tin in the living room just for sewing supplies next to her knitting stuff.
So I'm gonna turn to Mira and be like, all right, can you get us back?
Mira looks up from her phone where she's just been scrolling through fan fiction websites. And she says, no, Felicity Stonework, my magic is connected to you, not your friends.
Okay, I'll call Aiden.
Okay.
Good thing more than one of us can teleport.
Let's just jump back to the trailer. Is there anything that the five of you guys do while you're waiting to hear back from Felicity?
You hear the of a little hand vacuum as Damien is vacuuming up the Cheeto crumbs off the couch while just glaring at Whittaker. It's fine. Jeez. I'm just waiting for my tickets to the Fey world.
Hugo, where are you at? I know you've got ideas.
He's just sitting there, though, because he doesn't want to mess with that.
I know, but let's dive into Hugo's inner monologue. You don't have to share anything with the people you're sitting in the room with, but what's he thinking about?
Hugo, you got any ideas?
So Hugo's inner monologue right now is a combination of should have dealt with this a long time ago, back when everything was easy to deal with, combined with, okay, we can't really fake a death. Trying to teach him how to extract stuff would take way too long. We don't know how to do soul blood transfers ourselves. And he's also realizing he's seen way too many TV shows where this kind of thing can go wrong fast. At the moment, he has no good solutions.
That's okay. It's a tricky situation you guys are in. I will let you all know, Natalie is not sitting here with like the answer in her head. This is just the situation that has arisen from choices that were made. I think Aiden is, I may have glanced at the F chat and someone said pacing. That is 100% correct. She is just pacing outside. Occasionally she will stop pacing, sit down, pet Ruby, and then get up and start pacing again. And it's just a constant loop of that behavior.
Hope you didn't glance too long at the F chat.
I only saw the one thing come up.
Cursed.
Well, I have this amulet, so as far as I'm concerned, as long as I don't do any magic, and trust me, resisting it is very difficult. But as long as I don't do anything too demonic, I think it'll be fine. We can remain stealthed and undercover. I would like a nicer day-to-day living manner, something to which I'd become accustomed to pre-trailer life.
I don't think you can get an apartment when you're on the run, Damien.
I feel like Demon Lord is just kind of like a title, and it doesn't mean like you get your own room or anything in the trailer while we're on the run.
I'm suggesting we don't need to be on the run. I'm suggesting I can just set up shop somewhere and get the Eastie agency off our trail. I don't take the amulet off, and we're good to go. I drop some armies in the power base and then fight the demon lords off.
See, I do see me losing my job somewhere along that timeline.
And if Leviathan keeps sending her waves after you, then the Eastie agency will not be off your back. They'll keep looking for you.
Can we seal off the U.S.?
Just one big salt circle.
Okay, now we're talking. Isn't the ocean already kind of a salt circle? Aiden, listen.
Can we just bless the whole ocean?
Yeah.
Like all
now,
the
I don't
water?
know anything about magic, but someone tell me right now, can we bless the ocean? Something very similar happened in Castlevania Season 3, where they blessed a river.
Here's the thing. You bless the ocean. Eventually, that stuff that you blessed disappears, and you have blessed rain falling down in Africa. It's a cycle.
Hugo, I'm gonna need you to get out of this trailer.
And Hugo actually gets out of the trailer.
We will not be blessing the rains down in Africa. I hate that song so much. Oh my god.
Go ahead, I'm gonna need a second. I'm gonna need a second.
I unironically love that song.
The galaxy brain on a day is remarkable. Wow. Anyway, I guess at that point, someone's phone rings. You just call Aiden back?
Yes.
All right. I will roll her angel wings to see if she can get to you without any hiccups. Okie dokie.
Oh no.
That is a 10.
Oh, okay. Had me worried there for a second, Natalie.
Why?
That was a very concerned sounding okie dokie. I was just a little worried.
She answers the phone. Hi, are you done?
Yep.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go get her, guys. See you in a minute. And she appears in Granny Jones's living room next to you as you hold the tin of Granny Jones's homemade cookies. Oh, do you say anything when you say goodbye or?
I'll give Mira a hug, a little kiss on the cheek, and I'll say, well, if you ever feel like visiting, I guess you know where to find me.
Indeed. I seem to recall there was talk of a sleepover at some point.
We could definitely still do that.
All right. Well, you let me know.
I will. I love you.
I adore you. And this fan fiction. And she just leaps
Good.
back onto the couch,
Good.
crosses her two little deer legs and keeps scrolling.
Perfect.
Granny Jones has picked up her knitting again and is back at that scarf. She looks at you and Aiden. You're welcome anytime. Be careful, Miss Starnbrook.
Of?
Everything. It's a big world out there. Sounds like you're about to get your feet wet in it.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Okay.
Thank you for having her. Puts her hand on your shoulder and you guys disappear and return back at the trailer.
What's up? Did we come up with anything while I was gone?
I have a suggestion. If Felicity is interested in absorbing the life energy out of Damien, I would imagine he cannot just give it to her. She would want to life drain it back from him. And in my mind, sort of casting a life drain is a normal magic, but I definitely understand if more is required.
You can certainly try.
So you're suggesting that Felicity try to learn the life drain spell?
Yeah, like pricks herself in the leg somewhere and tries to life drain Damien to heal.
Gotcha. That's up to Felicity.
Hang on.
What are you doing? Before you make any rolls, what are you going to do?
I'm just seeing if I roll, it's just a straight roll. If I succeed, I won't do it. If I fail, I will do it.
Okay.
Willpower save.
And if it's a mixed...
Will do what? Just so we're clear, will do what?
Break myself and try to life drain Damien.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And that is a 3. So we're going for it.
All right. What do you
Wow.
describe? What do you do?
Felicity goes, yeah, that makes sense. I could try that. And she's going to go into the drawer, pull out just like a steak knife kind of a thing. Give herself a little slice on her like calf.
Is anyone around?
I was going to say, is this a thing you like suggest on the sly, Damien? Or is this another like in full view of everybody kind of thing?
This is something that Damien would text to Felicity at night when everyone else is asleep, because Felicity pulling a knife on herself is going to arouse a whole bunch of, no, Felicity, don't do something that hurts even a tiny, tiny bit.
This might be a thing that we do later in this particular day.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna do it. I rolled a 3.
That's fair enough. We'll get to it soon. When you get back from Granny Jones, at this point you guys have the routine of we get up, we have breakfast, and we start driving so that you're not sitting in one place. Does anyone have anywhere they would like to go? Otherwise, we will say that you just sort of, again, meander the highways and tollways of Washington.
Whittaker doesn't say it aloud, but he does, without really letting anyone know, he's driving near like foresty regions to see if any of them, just like glancing back, will jog Felicity's memory. He's not stopping anywhere. He's just like taking routes near hiking trails and things like that.
Scenic route.
Yeah,
Yeah.
scenic route.
I'd like to see the Statue of Liberty or the Eiffel Tower or the Louvre or the Guggenheim Museum.
We cannot let you into the Louvre, and I don't think I need to explain why.
Damien, I've read about this really fun place that we should go. I think you'd like it too. I read about it on the internet. It's like a supermarket, but there's a tunnel and there's this portal, and then you go into this fun little land.
The last place you took us to, my pet's got a pet. Are we looking at getting a pet's pet at this point? What is this place?
Are we your pets?
It's a loose translation.
From what? What's that supposed to mean, Damien? Okay.
Don't speak in demon in front of me, Damien.
Negative connotations for some people.
Damien, I feel like you're maybe letting this demon lord thing get a little bit to your head.
Yeah, you could take all of this demon lord stuff and like dial it back a few notches. If you want us to stay here protecting you, you do have to treat us with like an ounce of respect. We are friends.
And right now you're king of the cup holder, so...
Damn.
Whittaker does snort. That was a Whittaker snort.
Fair. So the last time we went to a new place on this road trip, we gained a new friend and ally with whom we've developed an emotional connection with, and we care about their well-being and want them to do well. And so we're going to invest more time and effort into making sure that that happens, thus increasing the size of the amount of people we have to look out for. So when we go to a new place, I like the idea of supermarket because that sounds like a whole bunch of fruits and people don't get too emotionally attached to fruits. But when there's secret doors, that's looking like more responsibility and more things to look after.
Damien, do you think we're going to adopt something at every stop on this trip? Is that what you're afraid of? Are you afraid of caring about more people?
I think he's afraid of not having as much attention.
Oh, that's also valid.
That's fair.
Raven, I like that read. It was good. I'm going to keep that one in the headspace. I think Aiden was more right, but I liked yours better.
I don't like being right about these things.
The dog is a gamble. On one hand, it is a very good morale boost, but on the other hand, it could be a morale disaster.
The dog has a name. It's Ruby.
And she is my child, so you better treat her with respect.
Ruby is a delight. All I'm saying is that it's risky to have more people in our circle of protection.
I think we can safely say after adopting Ruby that Ruby's the last one. This is the group now. We shouldn't be adding any more permanent members.
Oh, thank me.
Oh,
Fuck me, fuck you.
Oh boy.
There's the realization. There it is.
All right, we're coming up on our first stop.
This is gonna be a long road trip.
Yeah, I think Aiden is like, can we pull over? I need to get out of this car.
Yeah, everyone rest up. I think we're gonna do a training day tomorrow. We're gonna learn how to fight demons.
Ooh.
That's an idea.
by fighting Damien?
Yes. So we are very much under the understanding now that a lot of Leviathan's demons look a little bit like Damien, at least the one that attacked me that first time. And Damien, you can kind of shapeshift into a variety of things. So, yeah, we're going to be fighting you. And you're going to sort of give us a taste of different demons we might be up against. The crabs, the slimes. Aiden, what does Asmodeus send out, if anything? Do they all have minions? Wrath has her hell beasts. Does Asmodeus have anything?
Azazel tends to corrupt spirits and animals. Leviathan's creatures are made of garbage and...
Garbage? I used pets, then everyone goes, oh, and you referred me and my kind as garbage? Okay.
I mean, Damien, I hate to break it to you, but Hugo was attacked by a trash crab.
Yeah, we destroyed one up at Echo Bay.
We called them trash crabs too while we were there. It's a catchy name.
That's fine. It is clear I'm superior to what they are. And as you all know, we're not where we come from. So...
And anyway, I don't know much about what Asmodeus has in terms of legions. He was always really smart.
Not the kind for mindless swarms of things, I imagine.
Yeah, if anything, he's probably very picky.
Suppose we'll be on the lookout then.
I mean, he wants things now, and I imagine there would be a distaste for commonality. Does that make sense?
No, but
Quality, not quantity. Things that are uniquely tailored to the situation.
Things that are rare, things that are special. He's lived forever. He can send or corrupt something to bring him any object.
yeah, on a basic conceptual level, yes. I do understand that. Just doesn't help me with training.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's fine. I appreciate your honesty in the situation. It's good to be honest about things we don't know.
She is just staring out the window, avoiding eye contact with you after that.
Tomorrow, we're finding the emptiest place we can, and we'll get out of sight somewhere and do some training. How does that sound to everyone? I'd like to have something to do that's not sitting in this car.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Whittaker.
But wait, okay, one flaw.
Yep.
Isn't Damien supposed to not do anything?
How do you mean?
Isn't he supposed to not do any magic or do anything so he's not detected?
All right.
He shouldn't fight you, that's for sure.
Yeah. And mostly we just need sort of... Because most of the attacks we are facing were basically physical attacks. It was just the shape of the thing that made them, supernatural and...
Ground rules, no life draining.
Absolutely no life draining. Sorry, but go ahead, Raven.
That's okay. What if we let Damien use his magic for a little while, and if the agency detects him, or if anyone detects him, we say we caught up to Damien, we fought him, he got away, we're still on the chase, we're handling it, don't send anyone else. They want updates. Why don't we use this as an opportunity to give them an update? We get some practice in, and it looks good for us.
And it's not a lie that we're fighting Damien, because we would literally be fighting Damien.
Yeah. We'd have to keep it kind of short, but it could work in our favor.
And this is why they're putting you on the payroll.
Still haven't heard back yet about that, but eventually.
Raven, I'll actually need to talk to you about that at some point. But, yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so, listen, let's refrain from using magic. No life drain, none of that. Mostly physical forms, trash crabs, standard slime, other demonic things we think of. And if Eastie Agency gets wind of it, then we've got a cover story. Excellent. How do we feel?
Good.
Great.
Do you want spice?
Do I want spice?
Yeah,
What are you bringing to the table, Hugo?
you'll see.
That's not how getting spice on something works. They usually ask you and then you try it and...
For the purposes of this spice, it's best I not tell you in advance.
So that goes against every piece of strategic training I was ever given at any point in my career, but we'll roll with it.
Welcome to How the Whispered Train.
Welcome to being part of the Whispered, I guess.
Oh, God.
That makes so much sense.
Well, hello, adventurers. Guess who's hijacking the podcast's ad break today? It's your favorite envy demon, Damien Angelo Edgecrest. Today's episode is brought to you by Mechanic Advisor, which is a full-service marketing platform, online auto repair shop directory, and provider of telematics. Mechanic Advisor helps repair shops acquire new customers and drives existing customers back to the shop to perform regular maintenance and necessary services. Each tool and service is designed to build and improve the relationship between car owner and repair shop through loyalty, trust, and communication. Who would want any of those things is beyond me, but that's what it says. If you're looking for the best auto repair shop in your area, or simply want to learn more about this amazing Boston-based startup, please visit mechanicadvisor.com today. Oh, that reminds me. I can't let the truck break down on the road and get Felicity in trouble. I've got to go find Whittaker and make sure we take the truck to get looked at. See you later, adventurers.
Hey there, adventurers. Natalie here with some announcements and updates and just general check-in stuff. First of all, sorry about the delay. My plans to work through the holiday weekend to try and catch up on work just did not happen. That's the holidays for you, but also just life sometimes. I wanted to personally thank you all for sticking with the show even when scheduling stuff like that happens. It's never because I don't want to get the episode out. I love this story and my cast, and I love crafting and sharing these episodes with all of you. It's just a time-consuming process. I'm still adjusting to both the new workflow and learning new techniques so that hopefully everything will go smoother in the long run. Eventually. I just wanted to assure everyone that we're working hard to bring you the Storyteller Squad, and we should catch our stride again soon. I wanted to give a shout out to our sound engineer Jason and his excellent teaching and instruction. If you are ever thinking of starting your own podcast and want to hire someone to help you walk through some of the basics and some of the not so basics, look up Jason Sheasley. He's the best. I really feel lucky to have him helping us. I've also been talking with a potential marketing hire to help us manage all our socials, which I am admittedly not very good at using. So if you're excited to see some content from us on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, etc., look forward to that. We're on both the platforms I just mentioned as @StorySquadCast. I'll put our link tree in this episode's description so you can find and follow us on those platforms and more. And speaking of, if you're able and interested in directly supporting the show through our Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com/thestorytellersquad. Don't try to look us up on Patreon's homepage. They don't let content marked 18+ show up in your results. Sorry, kids. Our show is for adults. Your best bet is, like I said, finding the link in our recent episode descriptions. Our fan Discord community continues growing. For our first reward level, a couple bucks will get you access to the Discord, where we host AMAs and share extra fan art, and people have even started making memes. It's a fun time. The rest of the cast are working on some new rewards and tier options to roll out soon. Patreon.com/thestorytellersquad. It's super cool seeing our fans welcome other fans into the community now. That's just the wildest, craziest thing. That's about it. The next time you hear from us, it will have been 1 year since we launched the Storyteller Squad. Our anniversary is already here, which is crazy. Thank you again to all of our adventurers for coming with us on this journey. It's been incredible and more rewarding than I ever expected it to be so far. And as I told the cast recently, things are just going to keep getting better. Take care, adventurers. Okay, we're just ignoring everything I had prepped. That's cool. I like what has happened and what's happening.
We can do it in a forest if you want.
No, it's okay. You guys want to do this, so we will have a training session. Where do you want to do this, and is there anything we want to have happen before we do training montage?
Are we training the following day, or are we training right now? Because if it's the following day, then me and Damien are going to do our thing.
We can say that this conversation where you're like thinking about what to do and calling Damien out for being a, inflated ego, happens like that evening as you're all just sitting in the car. You've run out of the audiobook that you've been listening to, and there's just sort of that dull silence before this moment of conversation happens. So you all agree to train tomorrow. So we'll say there is the evening of finding somewhere to park the trailer and settling down for the night, if anyone has any more character moments they want to get in before we do some inter-party combat, which is pretty exciting to think about.
Damien, are we doing our thing?
If that's going to happen, it should happen as the very last thing that night. So
I do need to call Prithi at some point, but that's it.
Oh yeah, call Prithi.
If the only thing you want is more like conversation with Prithi, I have a thing.
Okay.
I have a fluff thing.
Yes, that first.
All right, a fluff thing. Cool.
Oh, and I also sent you a message, Natalie, of
Oh,
the other
I got to check a message. Ooh,
Yeah.
Secret messages.
But as a fluff thing, Hugo's actually going to spend some time looking over his tattoos again and looking over some books and such, because I realized that I took practitioner, but I never picked his second focus in it.
Okay.
So I'm having him work on the doing things beyond human capabilities.
That's fun. That's very cool. Do you want to work that into like the tattoo progresses and there are new shapes and elements to it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You were in a fight fairly recently that pushed you to your limit and perhaps beyond. So you can let me know if you have any aesthetic ideas for how it continues to morph. The last thing I can recall just off the top of my head is that after the fight at the warehouse, the hexagonal defensive markings had transitioned up into a more lightning. What's the scar type you always talk about, Emery?
The Lichtenberg figure scar, my favorite type of scar.
So rather than a scar, because your tattoo magically healed you, Hugo, the pattern of that kind of scar formed in the ink of the tattoo as it moved up your forearm. But we will say that after the fight with the trash crab at Dr. Singh's laboratory, that more of it began to creep past the elbow and now up onto the bicep. So what shape or symbol does that take?
In the moment, I'm not sure, but I'll figure out something.
We'll think of something. I guess it'll depend on what abilities you manifest with this new playbook move. All right. Phone call from Prithi.
Yep.
Raven, Your phone rings that evening.
Who is it? She will check before she answers.
It is a unspecified number.
She will pick up but not say anything.
Oh, so you like answer the call but don't say anything?
Yeah, just to see if they say anything first.
Okay. You've got the chops to be a really good agent, Raven.
Is it Prithi?
It is Prithi.
Hey, Prithi.
How's it going?
Oh, you know, the usual.
You sick of the old man yet?
Nah. He's probably sick of us, though, but that was 5 minutes into this road trip.
Undoubtedly. Well, I had an idea. I wanted to run it by you.
Okay.
You guys are on the run from the agency, technically.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason you shouldn't be able to use that to your advantage to run as far as you need to. So, what if I gave you casework?
What do you mean?
I can edit the cause of disturbances and monster sightings and supernatural reports to include things that would imply that Mr. Edgecrest was there. I just need to find one on your route and then send you guys after it.
I assume this conversation is happening with Raven sitting at like the table in the main area. So if Whittaker is nearby, Raven's gonna put Prithi on speaker and like pull Whittaker over and be like, hey, you're on speaker, Whittaker's here. Like, can you explain that again for him?
Sure, they give you a rundown.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be great.
I figure it gets your green agents some experience, but also would get Olivia off your back for a little while.
That's just what we need.
Oh, for sure.
And you won't have to stay in Washington. You must be running up quite a toll bill just going back and forth on the interstate.
Yeah, I keep seeing the same mountain over and over again.
It'd be nice to get out of here.
See some new mountains.
At least if you're halfway across the country when she figures out that we've been lying to her, you'll be far enough away that you'll have some time to figure out a counterattack.
That's basically what I had in mind as well.
Prithi, you can't get in trouble for this, can you?
I'm sure I could, but when does that ever stop me?
I don't want you putting yourself on the line for us, but I really, all of us really appreciate it.
We're facing a demon invasion, right? This is just what we do.
You're not putting yourself in danger talking to us now, right?
No, I'm out, so we're fine.
Is there club music in the background?
It's a little bit of club music in the background.
Alright, that's fair. Good. Excellent.
Raven will take it off speaker, and they'll just be like, all right, so what club are you at?
They say, well, I swung by the moment. It was kind of boring, so I went to this other place downtown. It's called The Deep.
Oh, we've been there.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, if you like aquariums. I am not a fan. Maybe just, how do I say this?
Aquariums? Did she say aquariums?
Raven's gonna put the phone to her chest and mouth to Whittaker like, they're at the Deep. What do I say?
Are you serious?
Yeah, right now.
Put it back on speaker. Prithi, you're at the Deep?
Yeah.
That's King's hotspot. That's where he is right now. That's where he's operating out of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
You knew that? Why are you there?
I think they knew that, right?
I forget. Because I know we said King's back. I forget if we said he's in the Deep.
It's Prithi. It's not hard to figure out. Like, that's the thing about King, right? He is a crime lord, so he doesn't have to disguise the fact that he runs and owns a club, right? Like, that's his legit stuff that's going on. So, like, yeah, Prithi would know.
Prithi, what level of the club are you on right now?
Just the first. I'm just getting drinks, Whittaker.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Don't yell at me again.
I'm not going to.
You've yelled at Prithi?
It wasn't yelling. It wasn't yelling. There was no. I didn't raise my voice that much. I did sound a lot like the dad for a second though, and that was embarrassing. And I don't.
Raven, how many shades of red is Whittaker right now?
Emery, how many shades of red is Whittaker?
just like a red hot iron. Whittaker's face is right now. He's not looking at Raven. He's just looking out the window. It's fine. It's fine. You know what you're doing, Prithi. I trust you. God, please be careful.
Don't pop a blood vessel, Whittaker.
Still in the
Just
phone
sushi
call.
and drinks.
Raven's gonna, you know how some phones you can double click the power button to open the camera? Raven's gonna do that and snap a picture of Whittaker really quick and then go back to the phone call.
Uh-huh.
And not like she tried to do it real subtle, just like snaps
Mhm.
picture, goes back to the phone call.
Whittaker, I'm off work. I called you because I was here and I figure it was loud enough, and also no one is paying attention to me.
All right. Listen.
I'm sure some people are paying attention to you.
Everyone is paying attention to Prithi. They're being very
Just ostentatiously dressed.
yeah.
They've got the shoes.
They've got the shoes on.
I say this because I know you could get into the lowest possible level if you wanted to, and I'm begging you to hold back.
Well, now you're just making me want to go check it out. I'm not going to, because again, I am off the clock.
I hear it's real boring down there anyway.
I mean, it's fish, right? They're the same up here as they would be down there.
Yeah, everyone knows the bottom of the ocean looks exactly like the top.
Well, thank you for calling us.
So should I look for a case? We kind of got off topic when Whittaker had a panic attack about my leisure time.
Yes, please. That would be incredible.
All right, I'll try and find something.
Keep us updated, and we'll try not to call you at work again.
I mean, I really don't know what you were thinking this morning. I can't just
You know, we've been on the road.
play double agent at 9 a.m. You know, that's not how this works.
We don't know what day it is. It could have been the weekend.
I get it. It's blending together. You're on the road. Yeah.
Won't happen again.
Wait till the sun's down, okay? I'll be up.
Oh, we know.
All right, they hang up.
Well, that's more of a plan than we had 6 hours ago.
Yeah, I'd say we have a fairly decent grasp on the next, couple days, maybe couple weeks. Who knows?
Raven, you went into the deep. First floor was fine, right?
Yeah. No, the first floor
Just
is
a regular club.
is like normal. There's
Okay.
there's nothing weird or suspicious. We scoped it out. The first floor is just it's the legal stuff.
Mundane.
Yeah. There's nothing, all the sketchy stuff is downstairs. The first floor
yeah.
is all above board. Is that the phrase I'm thinking
Above
of?
board?
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Okay.
Prithi will be fine. Don't worry. I'll
That's-
text them later tonight. Make sure they get home safe.
Sounds good. Get some sleep. Training tomorrow.
Yeah, you too. And Raven will go to bed. Gotta rest up.
We transition from that scene over to Felicity, who I guess maybe is already snuggled up with Ruby, but gets a text on your phone.
Yep. I look at the text. Damien, remind me one more time what it says.
You just need to get hurt and life drain your life essence back from me.
Oh. Yeah. That makes sense. So Felicity will turn to Ruby and be like, listen, snuggle down here. I'll be right back, okay? Don't get too worried without me. And she'll climb down and tiptoe her way out into the kitchenette area, or the outer area, wherever they're meeting.
Are you outside the trailer, Damien, or are you just in the non-sleeping areas?
This would be outside the trailer because
Okay.
Aiden likes to sit on top of it. So if we're on the walls, she can't quite see where we are. And it also is outside of the trailer. And also she's listening to music, so she can't hear as well anyway.
These are all fair assumptions to make about Aiden.
Yep. We could also go around the back, so she's looking one way and we're on the other side. So I will sneak my way out of the trailer.
Why don't you act under pressure?
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a +0. Come on, dice. 10!
Okay. You sneak out of the trailer. Nary a sound as you're... I assume Felicity is constantly wearing those fuzzy socks.
Yes.
So they cushion a lot of your footsteps and don't make any noise. And you creep outside and meet up with Damien.
Hey,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Should I what's happening?
So you're gonna stay out of sight of Aiden, and you're just gonna prick yourself a little bit wherever is most convenient and least painful for you.
Okay.
Just so that you bleed a little bit, and then you'll try to life drain me.
Okay. I'll go get like a knife or something.
Oh, I mean, I've got a Swiss Army knife on me.
Oh, sick. Okay. Can I see it?
Yeah, here you go. He hands it handle first, like a gentleman.
Should we go around the back of the trailer so that Aiden? Yeah. Okay. And we'll like up against the side, like
Yep.
around to the back of the trailer.
And this doesn't have to be your hand like they do in the movies. That looks like it hurts, and
I
you
touch
need your
things.
hands for things.
I touch things with my hands. So I think I'm gonna do my leg. I think the leg would be the best. So yeah, she's gonna do exactly what she said before. She's gonna take that Swiss Army knife and she's gonna do like the teeniest little cut, tiniest little thing on her leg, just for it to hurt a little bit. And she's kind of wince a little, but not make any noise. Did that do me like a harm?
No. If your entire well-being is measured on a scale of 1 to 7, I feel like a little prick is not gonna amount to a full thing of harm. Like, you would have to really get yourself for it to count as a harm, because then you would be using the knife as a weapon.
Yeah, Felicity, I think you need to do at least 1/7 damage to yourself for this to be really effective. No, I'm sure the prick will be fine. This will be a good practice run.
Okay. Yeah, this is practice, right?
Yeah, no need to get Aiden furious at me from the get-go. We can start with a low anger and then work our way up.
Yeah, and if this works, we can try it again tomorrow.
Exactly.
Okay.
So Damien's going to put his green gloopy hand on top of the wound. Oh, okay. Now it's up to you. Life drain.
Natalie, what do I do? Do I roll for magic?
I want you both to roll use magic.
11.
8.
Damien, you rolled an 8. What is the glitch that your magic causes?
Damien will take the harm.
You take 1 harm, ignore armor. Felicity, what are you attempting to do with the magic?
Life drain, I guess.
I know, but look,
or pull.
look at their list of moves.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hunter reference guide. Here we go.
It's going to be do 1 harm. So Damien's going to take 1 harm from his magic and 1 harm from Felicity.
I was about to say, one of them definitely stands out.
See, I already tried banishing, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can't like predict hell portal and then say I make another hell portal.
I guess would it be do 1 thing that is beyond human limitations?
You tell me what you're trying to do with this magic from that list, and I will tell you what happens based on that.
I will do 1 thing that is beyond human limitations.
But it's within the bounds of vampire and demon limitations.
Listen, that thing for the magic can really mean anything, huh?
Yeah, that is a broad statement.
There's a lot beyond human limitations.
There certainly
Is
is.
that the one you were thinking of, a day?
No, I was thinking the first one.
Oh.
Dare's got it on 1.
Let me resolve certain things first. Damien, you don't want to do magic in this moment. You're trying to get Felicity to do magic, but when you are sitting there with your gloopy tendril on where she cut herself, you suddenly feel this like intense urge to life drain her. But you know that is a really bad idea. So you don't. You fight back and resist this urge. It's like someone like boxed your ears, you just like your head starts ringing. It's like a huge reverb effect. And your whole body has like shockwaves vibrate through it and you just collapse on the ground. You can maintain a human form-ish, but you're kind of a pile. And you take 1 harm from that, fighting that urge. Felicity, you attempt to do something beyond human limitation. I'm trying to think of a thing that makes the most sense to happen.
I pull my spark out and get it back.
Damien's a super lord.
I'm a demon.
I've got one for you. What's the thing Felicity does all the time that is not within the normal bounds of human stuff?
Crush things, make things float.
Destroying Whittaker's trailer.
There's one you actually do more than either of those two things.
Bamf them away.
Time travel?
No,
Visions.
you see things.
Visions.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
You're trying to heal your leg. Come on, magic. Come on.
Do
Come
the
on,
thing.
just do it for me.
Do the thing.
You are lying somewhere. You're looking up. You feel like you're on your back. There is some dried flowers in a little bouquet hanging above where you're lying. And you actually feel yourself rocking a little bit. And you just hear someone humming something off to the side.
Can I look?
You can try.
Yeah, I'll try to look over to the side.
All right. You're having a lot of hard time getting up to look over to the side.
Can I just turn my head?
Sure. You can't quite see who this person is. You're in like a dark room, but you can see they have a stone and they are scraping it along the edge of what looks like a massive sword.
Do I recognize the sword?
Yeah, you've seen that sword before.
Who, bitch?
Oh, that's Rose's sword!
You are back in yourself. I have now broken Maddie.
Yeah! Oh, okay.
The cut on your leg is not fixed, and Damien is on the ground.
Damien, it didn't work, but... Shit. No. Aiden. I want to talk to Aiden. She's awake.
Well, hold on.
You actually hear someone climbing down from the roof of the trailer.
You were stargazing. I'm going to go be elsewhere.
Yes. I tripped and cut my leg with this knife that I'm holding.
Felicity?
Hey.
Hi. What are you doing out here?
I couldn't sleep.
Did you have another dream?
Kind of. Yeah. Weird. Crazy dream.
What happened to your leg?
Oh. I tripped and cut it.
Oh, hang on. She's gonna roll to heal you.
I don't need healing. It's okay. It didn't cause a harm.
Her hand glows golden, and she puts it on like your ankle where you made a little cut and pulls her hand away, and it's gone. You should bring a flashlight if you're gonna come out at night.
I know I should, but I was just, I had another vision, and I just wanted to come outside and get some air. I didn't want to bother you, so I kind of came around to the back, and, do you want to know about it?
Only if you want to talk about it.
I kind of want to talk about it. It seems like a pretty wild thing that just happened. I had a vision. I was looking up, and there were dried flowers that were above me, and I was rocking. I couldn't move. There was this person who was singing that was next to me. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but she had Ross's sword, and she was sharpening it, maybe? It was weird. It wasn't like a bad one. It was just a strange one. Do you know what that's about?
With Ross?
Yeah, like, it didn't seem like a future one. It felt more like a memory.
Yeah. You've been having a lot of those.
Yeah, what the heck? Those aren't my memories. That's the thing that's confusing me. Those don't belong to me.
Are you sure?
I mean, they're not anything that I remember. I mean, the last one I was in a hut. I don't live in a hut. I live in houses. That's like forever ago. That can't be my memory.
Yeah. Ross, I think, is going through something like you are. I don't think she asked to have that sword, if that makes sense.
Like it was passed down to her?
No, more like she's stuck with it.
I should ask Ross about this then.
Should you? I mean, we're kind of on the run from the agency.
Yeah, but she seemed pretty cool, right? And I'm not on the run from the agency. It's Damien and Raven and Whittaker. I'm just tagging along.
I suppose, yeah, that's true.
I feel like if the same thing is happening to Ross, I really gotta get in contact with her because I've been having these visions of some past time. It's forever ago. It feels like a memory, but it's not something that I remember. And if that's happening to Ross too, I gotta talk to her.
that'd be where to start, I guess. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna call Ross tomorrow. I'll see if Whittaker has her number and I can call her from one of the burner phones. I think that'll be a good place to start for this.
Yeah, okay. You should get some rest then.
Thanks for helping me figure it out a little bit, Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna head to bed. I bet Ruby's getting worried. Good night.
Good night.
Oh.
Aiden fully just flops onto the ground, like in the grass of wherever you guys have like parked in a remote field for the evening.
Oh, I thought you were mimicking her like wings unfurling, like she was gonna go fly somewhere in a huff. I love the fallback way more.
Natalie, let me tell you something. You have talked Aiden out of it because Felicity now fully believes that the secret that Aiden was keeping was that Ross was having the same thing happen to her. She so thinks that that was all she was hiding from her, and you have gotten Felicity off your back 100%. She thinks that's it. Like,
I don't know that I've solved Aiden's problem. I think she is now more stressed than ever because you're about to talk to the person who will tell you what's going on.
Yes.
This will be fine right up until they start talking.
Yeah.
You've solved it for now. In Felicity's mind, right this second,
yeah,
she's like, oh, Aiden's told me the secret. It's fine.
You go to bed. Aiden just lays in the grass that night, absolutely stressed to hell. The next morning comes. What are y'all doing?
The morning starts at 6 a.m. Get up, troops. We're going fighting. All right, everybody up. We got a lot of daylight to fill. Come on.
Can we make pancakes first?
Absolutely not. Those are carbs. Those will weigh you down. Get some water. Get a granola bar.
Black coffee for breakfast.
No, just water. Get water. Skip the coffee. Coffee later.
Raven's already halfway through starting the process of making coffee. Oh man.
Raven, on any other day, this would be fine. All right. Felicity up. Raven's up. Hugo up.
Maybe.
I got granola bars for everybody. Here you go.
Did Hugo switch to the couch bed, or is he still in the queen?
You switch to the couch bed.
All right, well, I can see if he's up or not.
So you go to see if he's up?
Yeah, tap him on the shoulder. Come on, we're training now.
You go to tap him on the shoulder, your hand hits the couch, and then you hear a knocking on the outside of the van.
I pull back the blanket to find Hugo-shaped pillows. Oh my god, that's great. Love that. We go outside. We don't have to linger on this scene. I can give sort of an overview of what I had in mind.
No, I think this would be kind of fun. But yeah, you're leading this sparring session. How does Whittaker set it up?
All right, my thought is we're probably near a hiking trail or something like that.
We've sort of established that you guys went to a remote camping spot. So there's a field nearby you can just hang out in, or some woods or something.
Yeah. We'll use the field provided it's not in view of the road or any populated areas.
You off-roaded, which is not a thing you would normally want to do with a trailer of that sort, but
no.
Whatever.
Whatever. Whoever sponsors the trailers can explain how off-roady they are or something like that. Damien?
Yep.
All right, ditto. Form of crab. We're starting out with one-on-ones. I need to know from each of you, what is something you can do consistently? What is something I can rely on you for every time? Because I never know what's going to happen when Felicity lifts her arms up. I never know what's going to happen with Raven when she pulls a card up. Hugo, you're all right, actually. You're fine.
You know what they call me, Whittaker. Good old, consistent Hugo.
Yeah, is that right?
No, it's not right. But I try. I do try.
But you try. All right, Hugo, give me one thing you can do consistently against our crab enemy here. I need to know where to place you.
Well, it depends. If you want me to be up in the front smacking things, or in the middle blasting things, or in the far area blasting things, smacking things is the most consistent.
The farther we can have people away from the fight, the better. Felicity's got some long-range capabilities. You've got some long-range capabilities. And Raven is, pun intended, a wild card. Aiden, you're punching stuff with me, right?
Pretty much front line.
And, Damien, you get to do whatever the hell you want.
This training is mostly for the humans. I don't think Aiden really needs to go full out participation on this one.
Sounds like Damien's afraid of getting his ass kicked.
That is not a pleasant experience.
We're not using any powers.
We're not using any powers?
No, we're using...
I'm not.
Damien's not. You are. Aiden, no. I pretty much know where Aiden's at any given point. Felicity, I don't know where you at, and Raven, I don't know where you at. So if we could just get, like, some quick one-on-ones, show me what you would be doing, what you can comfortably provide in the event that we get into a fight. Hugo, you're up first.
What I can comfortably provide.
Yes, so you're not hurting yourself, and you're ideally staying as far away from danger as possible. Something you can consistently, comfortably provide.
Are you sure about that?
Are we in a splash zone?
No, but... okay. And Hugh's going to walk as far away from Damien as he can. And he's going to ask, so am I trying to strike Damien, or...
Hugo, Leviathan's attacking. There's the target. What are you going to do?
Hugo's going to back up even farther. So he's a good, maybe 200 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
If you're running away, that's fine too. I just wish you'd tell me.
And I'm going to try to kick some ass with combat magic.
Nice.
Okay.
Specifically to do a lightning missile.
Ooh, nice.
So we got a 9.
What does this look like? This is the first time we're seeing Hugo do combat magic from, such a distance away.
So, essentially, he's going to... this is going to be kind of silly, and I apologize in advance. He's going to take his sticks, he's going to put them both into his right hand. He's going to put his left hand onto his arm. He's going to aim his hand at Damien like a gun.
Yeah, it's sort of mimicking the sniper rifle that he... Did you bring that with you on the trip? I don't even know if you did, but...
He should have, but he didn't, because you don't just go driving around with that.
Yeah. Magic sniper this time. How does combat magic work if you get a mixed success?
It's the same as regular kick some ass.
Alright, well, you do some harm, and that's it.
In this case, it would be 2 harm.
Nice.
Blam! Damien, the crab-shaped slime, gets hit with a lightning bolt from 200 feet away.
Thank you, Hugo. That was beautiful.
Can I go next?
All right, yeah. Next up, Felicity will rotate around.
Okay.
Damien, how you feeling?
I'm fine. I'm a little resilient to things, so I've got plenty more in me.
Felicity, you're up.
Damien, are you providing any resistance?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, actually, here's something. Damien, I know Felicity can tear some things apart if need be. Can you pick up Aiden in your claw? Take a hostage. I want to see what Felicity does when precision is important.
Yeah.
You've ruined my whole plan, Whittaker.
Yeah, Leviathan's not going to stick to your plan, Felicity.
Yeah.
Leviathan will take hostages.
Aiden, however, is not the biggest fan of this, but she lets it happen and is just sort of dead arm planking in the crab claw, help, I'm stuck.
All right, next we're doing Raven as the hostage. That performance is simply atrocious. You were just closer and less likely to get injured.
Okay.
Whittaker, roll just a straight charm roll for a second for me. Let's see if you pick up what is going down here.
Charm, you say? It's a 6. He's got no idea. This is training.
Okay. It's training. Aiden doesn't like being the hostage.
It's enemies to lovers. That's what's going on here.
No, it's Aiden's the one who's least likely to get hurt if you miss.
It's very strategic.
It's strategy.
I'm not saying you can't play the strategy card in this game, Whittaker. I'm just saying that Monster of the Week has mechanics and a storytelling element that deals with feelings too.
Now, if you ask what Emery's doing in this situation, that's something else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Felicity.
Okay, so essentially what I'm going to try to do, and Natalie, you can tell me if I can do this, because me as a player haven't even fully grasped exactly what my powers do. I just tell you what I want to do, and then they happen.
Yeah, it's almost like you're using the spooky playbook, where in the description it says, your powers are weird and not fully in your control.
Exactly. So essentially what I would like to do is pick up a tree, like a full entire tree, and knock it over onto Damien, but avoiding Aiden.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense that is a thing you might be trying. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. 7, 10, 11. Sorry, it's use magic. I get another one.
Yeah, I mean, it happens without issue. Are you going for like a dead tree, or like you just gonna uproot a tree?
No, I'm uprooting a tree. Yeah.
Okay. You are in a field. We will say it's not like big, you know. It's like it's like the sort of tree you would see planted in a sidewalk plot when a place is trying to make it seem like they care about the environment. So they put those spindly little stick trees that never grow to be very much.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hurt Damien. I'm just trying to show that I can be precise. So it won't be a huge tree.
So a little tiny tree, you pull it out of the ground as if a big hand came down and was weeding, and then it whips around and hits Damien with like the root cluster.
1 harm or 2?
I don't think it would activate your hex ability, right, Felicity?
I don't think so.
It tends to happen more when you're like crushing something or just inflicting like force at it.
Yeah, that is when I'm doing magic specifically to a thing. Yeah.
So 1 harm from like a tree smacking you.
Precise.
All right. You can put Aiden down now. Thank you, Aiden. Appreciate that.
She absolutely just teleports out of the claw.
All right, Raven. Haven't seen you do magic in a while.
I'll give it my best shot.
All right, Raven, what do you got?
I'm gonna pull a card and find out.
While she's pulling the card, Damien, I need you to charge at her. And if you get there before she can finish pulling the card, try to separate the deck from her hand.
There is a tiger charging towards Raven.
Jesus, all right.
She rolled a 10.
Actor to pressure!
Okay. Oh, we had come up with a dice roll mechanic for this. You gotta roll a d4 for me.
A D4? Why did we pick D4?
Because there's 4 suits. You might as well get a d10 out too. Actually, no, a d12.
I got just a whole set. Okay, I got a 1 on the D4.
Okay.
And I got a 7 on the D12.
Oh my god. You know, sometimes I think dice themselves are magical.
Yeah.
Damien, you said you were a tiger?
Yeah, I'd been watching Titans, so my Beast Boy was...
Very good. Raven, you pull the Valor card from the deck.
Oh!
Yeah. Isn't that fun?
Yes. Is this one of the ones where she turns into it and not just summons one?
No, I think in this case you are specifically trying to summon a thing. So, Damien, you are in this tiger form, ferocious, determined to get the deck of cards away from Raven. Raven, this is honestly the least stressful card pull you've ever had to do. You're just training, and you know Damien's probably not going to actually eat you. You pull the card out, flick it over, you see that it's the Valor card, and right out of the card, just being summoned, a lion appears.
It's a mountain lion, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I have mountain lion on my list.
Okay, yeah, it's the large cat spirit. That's good. And so, yeah. Wow! Leaps out and just collides with Damien's tiger form. The 2 large cats roll around in the dirt.
Wow. Dice, man.
Raven just gestures to the cat fight at Whittaker. And it's like, Huh?
Oh god, all right. And do you have control over which card you pull?
No. But I'm getting better.
I'm taking that into account, but that's great.
It all works out somehow. The dice are magic.
I can cast these from anywhere, so I could be like hiding in a safe place, and if I pull one and it doesn't work, I can try again. You know what I mean? I don't have to be on the front lines doing this. And sometimes the spirit that I pull like goes into me and we become one and I get their powers. And then sometimes she gestures to the mountain lion tiger fight again. Sometimes the spirit just comes out of the card and like assists me. It depends on the situation.
Damien, why don't you roll kick some ass?
While they're fighting, Raven and Whittaker just chatting.
Just having a
They're-
casual
they're-
conversation. You just hear snarling.
A very like dry, mechanical, scholarly discussion about how the crazy magic of your tarot deck works. Raven, can you roll kick some ass with just like +2 to represent the mountain lion's toughness?
Yes, I can. Oh my goodness. Okay. One of my dice was just like spinning in the tray for a really long time and only got a 2, but the other one's a 6. So that's a 10 total.
Wow. Okay, yeah, the mountain lion's doing pretty good. What'd you get, Damien?
Also got a 10.
Ooh.
It is a perfectly matched lion-tiger fight happening in this field. I think Aiden is just like over by the trailer holding Ruby, like petting her to like keep her calm.
Oh no. Bless. I like to imagine that Ruby is just watching. It's just like, wow, those are some big dogs.
She's a dog. She doesn't understand that magic is strange.
They're also far away. To Ruby, they're just two small cats fighting in the field.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Ruby's afraid of fireworks, but this is okay.
I'll retcon that and say Aiden is like holding Ruby back from trying to like chase the cats.
Yes. Aiden went to go comfort Ruby, and instead Ruby wants to go join the fight.
I think Aiden went back to the trailer because she was just like, I don't want to be the hostage anymore. I'm gonna go hang out.
That's where she
Like-
teleported to out. of
Yeah, and
Damien's
the dog just like
claws.
took off and was like, ah, get back here.
Oh my god.
Wonderful.
Great. Good stuff. All right, was there more to the training you wanted to do, Whittaker, or does somebody else want to add something to that scene?
Oh, also Whittaker, I know some martial arts, but that's very hand-to-hand and not magical. So, last resort.
Hugo knows martial arts too, right? Not that I want him doing that, not that I want you doing that.
He's way better than I am.
All right, well, I expect you two to be keeping that up while we're out here. As best you can. I know we're on the road a lot, but keep that up as best you can. And no fighting in the trailer, please. My thoughts right now, assuming that we can get a lot of battles done outside, we're going to be having Hugo start off any fight since he's got the longest range, apparently. I've seen you set traps or ensnare things, and those are things, Hugo, that are really good for setting the stage of a battle at any time. So ideally, we have you kick things off. And then Raven, I either need you pulling cards immediately before that or immediately after, because I don't want you going into any combat situation where I'm leaving things up to chance with you. And I know that's kind of antithetical to a lot of magic anyway, but...
No, it makes sense. I'll try and pull something good before I jump in and engage. It just makes sense.
Good, exactly. At any given point, I imagine Aiden and I will be a little more front and center, maybe Damien as well. Though Aiden, I'd like to have falling back as often as possible to heal people.
I can also heal. It's not something I've practiced
You can
much.
heal too?
I've done it like once or twice. It's not something I can practice easily because I try not to be around people who get hurt.
Who here can consistently heal people?
Raven raises her hand.
Aiden, Raven.
Damien
Felicity,
holds up a
Susan.
paw and is immediately back into the fight mode.
Hugo, can you heal people?
I don't think I've tried. Possibly.
You healed Damien, I think.
Oh, wait, yeah, that
Yeah.
happened. Never mind. Yeah.
Wow, it's everyone but me. He looks at the little like first aid kit he brought with him. That's fine. That's cool.
Little box of Snoopy Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Whittaker, you have so many other useful things. We don't need all of us to be able to heal.
But it's really good if all of us can heal.
You can heal.
I can shrug off a bit and I can place a bandage on an open wound, and that's about it.
Whittaker, there are times where magic is not the answer, and where using magic at all is probably a bad idea.
Yeah, the fact that we have non-magical healing in your capable hands.
That's what I say. Who here can heal without magic?
I mean, surely all of you have first aid training, right?
No.
Oh my god. All right, well that's next lesson.
I was a nurse for a little while.
I know how to stop people from choking. The restaurant made you learn that.
Choking's actually the most important one. That's the one you're most likely to encounter in day-to-day life.
If
Anyway.
only you had someone to practice healing on. Get off me, you...
Oh,
Yeah,
I should probably call that off, huh?
Yeah, you should, yeah.
Probably.
So,
Raven's just gonna stare at the fight and try and see if she can telepathically tell the mountain lion to stop fighting.
it's kind of cathartic too, actually. I mean, if it keeps going on, that's fine.
Is it working to tell the mountain lion telepathically?
No.
Okay. She can't tell if it's working since they're like neck and neck. They're not like harming each other. It's just like wrestling. So she can't tell if the mountain lion is backing off or not. She's just staring. And she thinks about how sassy Damien was the other day and she continues staring.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
No, yeah, that's fair.
The shade in this trailer. It's a sunny day out, but it's a cool 60 in the shade.
Eventually she will call the mountain lion off if it doesn't stop.
Of course. I think eventually there's a break in the fight where they like stop and start pacing each other, and it disappears into the grass as light and little motes of spirit energy.
So Whittaker goes through and he sets up some like basic battle strategies for like if we're in this terrain, if we're in this situation. And I want to kind of jerry-rig one of my skills that's like if I ever give advice to another hunter, they can have +1 forward if they act on that advice. So it's just like a thing, like if we ever do like a battle formation or something like that, we can be like, oh, from the training, the hunters will get +1 forward if they stay in this thing that they trained for.
I love that. See, Whittaker's planning ahead. That's your superpower. Cool.
He's not red-faced anymore. This is his comfort zone.
Yeah.
This is his comfort zone.
Also, this is completely unimportant, but Raven would also snap a picture of Whittaker when he's in like a drill sergeant mode. Just to send to Prithi later.
I love that.
Can Whittaker fight Damien? I think he's the only person who hasn't.
Whittaker fights Damien on a day-to-day basis. There's nothing that's gonna happen here that hasn't already happened 6 times a day.
Wait.
Oh, yeah?
Can we do that, though?
Now, Damien, if you attack first, then that's a different story.
We will definitely be pushing for these two to spar. Raven would give Whittaker a little shove forward, like, come on, you made us all do stuff. Show us what you got.
Yeah,
Okay.
Damien's definitely gonna give Whittaker like the little chest shove.
Are you a person-shaped demon now, Damien?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Whittaker versus Damien.
Whittaker rolls up his sleeves, loosens his tie. He doesn't have his gun, but it's not personal enough, you know? He's like, all right, I mean, if you really want to do that...
Roll kick some ass.
I would love to roll some kick some ass.
And it's absolutely the well-trained practice moves of an agent versus someone who doesn't actually know how to throw a punch and anatomically correctly.
Versus someone who has only ever watched action movies.
The first roll's bad. Dice Parser hates me today. It's not a fun day for Whittaker. First is a 5.
A 5?
You have no idea how badly I want to use luck right now for this completely non-important plot thing. I'm not going to. I'm saving my luck for something big. But
Whittaker just got ahead of himself. He interrupted himself to throw the punch and just missed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got too cocky.
All right, how about this? You go to throw the punch and you get too into it. It's that moment, like you're trying to like show off, like, I'm so good at this. Ha! And miss. So, Damien, you would technically be able to inflict harm on Whittaker in this moment.
But my
However,
one harm isn't going to get past his 2 armor. So anything I do is just going to be blocked and dodged.
Exactly. You green little shit. You can't touch me. Actually, I don't think there's anything I could do that would hurt you either, actually. Because I've got my fists. At best, I could get a knife out, and I would still only do 1 harm. So we can just make rolls at each other.
Here's what happens. I just rolled an 8 plus 3 to protect you. So you go to throw the punch, Whittaker, miss completely, and Damien You're a demon lord. This guy tried to sucker punch you. Are you kidding? I'm not gonna. Ah! And you turn your hand into one of those like big spiky gloop maces and just like swing it around like a big whip shape at Whittaker. You get a little too into it in that moment. And Aiden catches it and she says, when am I gonna get a turn?
Oh no.
And Hugo, you said you had a thing you wanted to do also?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it.
So, as that stuff's happening, Hugo is actually going to run up behind Whittaker, and he's going to smack him with a lightning blast.
Smack me?
Yep.
Yeah.
God.
With a 15.
This is homophobic.
You cannot say that, Emery.
Are you sure, though? Can you? I think you might be able to.
Because at first, Aiden did her thing, and I was like, haha, gay lesbian solidarity, and then this happened.
Hey, Emery.
Yeah?
Look in the dice parser.
Oh, let me see. I hate you.
15?
15.
Holy shit!
Oh my god, you blast the hair off of his head.
Wait. Can Raven roll to protect Whittaker and try and block Hugo?
Oh my god.
Absolutely yes.
I don't know how that would work since it's not just like blocking a martial arts.
Just do it. Roll to protect. Well, here's the question, Raven. How are you going to protect Whittaker? Are you going to use a card or are you going to do something else?
Wait, can Raven try to like sweep the leg and get Hugo to fall before he can make contact? So she's not getting touched by the lightning, but she's just making Hugo not touch Whittaker with the lightning.
So that'll be a straight protect roll. You'll roll plus your tough.
Oh, my tough is 0. I thought it was -1. I forgot it went up. That's a 4.
Okay.
That's just a 4.
You and me, Raven, failing together.
She's gonna do her darndest.
So I'm just going to ask, Felicity, do you want in on this as well?
I'm watching.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. It's me, Ghosty, and Tom, and we're just hanging out.
And Wendy.
And
Ruby.
Yes.
Felicity's just sitting surrounded by spirits and the new dog, just watching everyone else who has been trapped in a trailer together go to town on each other.
Felicity somehow has popcorn.
Yeah. So Whittaker, you throw a punch at Damien, which misses because he gloops out of the way. Then he comes in ready to smack you. Aiden intercepts it. I want to be in on this too. Hugo is running up to hit you in the back of the head with his Eskrima stick. Raven comes in to try and trip Hugo, but misses, so she gets stunned by the stun baton instead. This has turned into a free-for-all. The fight rages. Because it is 10:45, very quickly, everybody go around and give me one cool thing you do in this absolute mess of a fight that just devolves as everyone in the group goes full out trying to kick each other's butt.
So actually, Hugo will, after doing what he's going to do, he stops fighting, and he essentially says to Whittaker, we don't know what could be thrown at us. Hell, we could be thrown at us. Have you ever been possessed before? Not a good time.
Oh.
Have you ever fought a friend that's possessed? Not a good time.
Oh.
We'll revisit those comments later.
Aiden punches you in the face, Hugo.
Yep.
Raven, still on the ground, is gonna try and bring Aiden down on the ground. Like, take her down.
Okay. Go ahead, roll kick some ass. See how you do. She rolled a 7, so.
I got a 10.
As Hugo starts to get, like, philosophical and, like, da-da-da-da, you never know who's gonna wham! She just, like, spins around and clocks you. And it's like, come on, are we doing this or not? To which, Raven, you respond and just, like, I guess put her in, a leg lock? Or, like, how do you...
I have no idea if this is possible because I know nothing about martial arts, but I want her to, like, somehow reach up and grab her arm and do, like flip her so Aiden lands on her back on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So then they're just, like, both on the ground. Like, didn't expect that, did you?
Is this what Whispered training's like?
Kinda.
Gay.
Damien, you want to get in on this some more? What's going on? We're letting all our pent-up frustration out in this little sparring
Damien
match.
has looped around everyone's leg, and at once he yoinks, so everyone just immediately falls over. Damien is grinning really big, and then everyone just grabs the bit that's tied to their leg and yoinks at the same time, so that pulls him down into the ground.
Perfect.
All of us just laying on the ground with the wind knocked out of us.
Yeah.
Ow. Raven's gonna lean over to where Hugo is and kind of like smack him on the arm and be like, that hurt. Those lightning sticks are evil and I don't like them.
Work on your footwork. You'll be better.
Throwback.
What a callback!
So good. It's a motif at this point. It's a motif.
Oh my god!
Raven's bad at footwork.
I was so hoping.
I will say, completely out of character, I heard my dog barking, I took care of my dog, and then I peed really quick, and then I came back, and we were all attacking Whittaker, and I was really confused.
That's literally what happened in game. You went to go take care of your dog, and then
I took care of my dog, I went to pee real quick, I came back.
Came back with popcorn.
Wow, what's happening? Here's some popcorn, like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you see all your friends lying there in the grass, you know, laughing and sort of shrugging off the bruises they just gave each other.
Does Ruby come running over?
Oh, sure.
Now that we're not fighting anymore and we're all laying on the ground
yeah.
so she can give us kisses.
She caught the tail end of you guys all sparring and thought it was like, oh, time to play. So she's just like, like, you know, jumping all over y'all and like licking your noses. And Aiden sits up and calls over to you, Felicity. She's like, so pancakes?
We're making pancakes.
And that is where we will end our session for tonight.
Yay.
Pancakes.
I got some chocolate chips and I got some butterscotch chips.
Pancakes.